Previously on the Alpha's Concubine.
I stared at the man appalled. Luna Trina Bloodwolfington will allow to de-virginize me for her alpha. Iron Claw Pack will forever be victorious. Zeta Marcel shouted. The powerful leader of the fighters. He was the one who oversees all of the war with his brother. Yes, everyone shouted. Let this evening be a time of enjoyment only. Marcel again yelled. Eat, drink, and have as many she-wolves you want, for you all earn it, he yelled, instructing everyone. Everyone again shouted and obeyed him. They drank, ate, and talked happily while others grabbed a she-wolf beside them and took them away. Zeta Marcel went over to a third seat where his brother and Luna's throne was and sat. As he did, he suddenly spotted me within the crowd. I got up nervously, and my eyes went away from his dark, cold eyes and handsome face right away. I don't feel so good, I told Natasha. What is wrong? She asked me, worried. I swallow my spit hard before answering her. I need to lie down right now, I told her. Okay, let me follow you, Natasha said worriedly. No, I can go on my own, I told her. Okay, I'll tell the Luna that you're not feeling well if she ever asks for you. I nodded and immediately parted through the crowd, walking from the large ballroom. As I was about to head to my room, I paused and decided to try and escape through the garden, since everyone was too busy celebrating winning the war. I walked quickly to the garden, and there I was startled to see a worker there cutting some roses. I went to sit and waited anxiously for her to leave while I watched her sideways. I sat there until the place began to lose the light and the moon showed itself, revealing its beauty. Finally, the worker left. Waiting anxiously for her to leave, I was annoyed by her presence and too angry at the time she was cutting roses. It should have been done early in the morning. I got up, my butt felt sore from sitting too long next to the small water fountain. As I was about to run to the apple trees, attempting to climb them, I saw another worker. I became infuriated and left, returning to my room, cursing inside angrily. I started to feel like I'll be in this place forever. I stormed to my room along the hallway. The hallway was very dim by the fire on the walls, trying to brighten the passage as best as they could. I immediately slowed down, seeing Marcel, the Alpha's brother, walking opposite along the passage, slowly and so mighty. The robust, handsome wolf I was so curious about within the garden. I stopped as he was about to pass me, and I lower my head, showing respect as I should for every high-ranking wolf. While I worry non-stop knowing it is him, Luna Trina Blood wanted to help with her plan towards me. Raise your head, she-wolf, he said with his powerful voice as he passed me. Every hair stands on my skin as he did, and I raised my head and exhaled heavily, standing still. I turned around to see if he had returned to the party. My eyes widened, perceiving he was standing right behind me, 3 steps away from me. You're Zeta, I said as I was about to bow my head for him again. Stop, he instructed me. I did as I was told. I turned around to return to my room right away from him as my heart began to race heavily within my chest. It wasn't easy being next to him, worrying he will agree to help the Luna carry out his plan. You know who I am now, he stopped me with his powerful, rough voice that instantly gave me goosebumps all over me. My back still turned to him. Take off the scarf, he ordered me. I slowly turned around, facing him with my right hand holding the scarf, while I began to breathe heavily. His gravely charcoal eyes stared into mine eagerly to reveal my face to him. As I was about to take it off, Luna Trina Blood approached us. My hand went away from the scarf right away. Luna Trina Blood stared at her brother-in-law and soon me, curiously at what was happening. "Go to your room now," she commanded as her green eyes stared at me with great anger. I turned around and ran to my room, closing the door, leaving them both within the passage. I went over to my bed and lay down, sadly kicking off my slipper. I hated it here. I felt like a bird within a cage. I was a wolf. I needed to be free. I needed to be anywhere I pleased to go. I felt like I couldn't breathe. My wolf felt like she was suffocating inside me. She wanted a run. A night run. I would do that when I was free and home with my mom. Now, being the alpha's concubine, I doubt they'll me take a run alone. I'll be watched by their guard nonstop. My wolf needed a run badly. I wasn't here for a full day and my skin was already itching and I was miserable to shift right now into my white small wolf form. My wolf wasn't as large as some wolves. I was small, but I was fast. I sat up quickly thinking of another plan. I could beg the Luna for a run for my wolf was very miserable and then I could escape and hide off in another land. I could later write my mom about my whereabouts when everything calms down about my escape. It was a great idea. But what if they punish my mom for not believing she doesn't know about my whereabouts? I started to worry. I would have to run back to my house in getting her, and still, it would be too risky. It would be better to stay here, for escaping from the garden wouldn't have worked either. Now that I have better thought about it. My mom is old and not fast. They would catch her once the rulers know that I have escaped from their home. I threw myself onto my back and began to cry. I can't try to escape anymore. I have to stay here until the alpha is through with me. I heard my door opening. I wiped away my tears and sat up staring at the door, eager to know who it was, while I hoped it wasn't Alpha Maximus. Gladly it wasn't him, but, sadly, his Luna. "Get up, you won't be staying in here tonight," she told me. I got off the bed quickly and followed her. Along the hall passage. I looked to see if I'd somehow met Marcel, the Alpha's warrior brother. I didn't. He had returned to the party to celebrate his winning, probably with some she-wolf. Not that I care anyways. I walked behind Luna Trina, eager to find out where she wanted to take me. I wanted to ask, but I was too scared to. She hated the fact I was still a virgin. If I should query her about anything now, she'll definitely scold me harshly. I'm surprised she hasn't thought about killing me without having to go through such a plan. She stopped at a large door. A door painted in full white, unlike mine. She opened it. Inside was beautiful. It seemed like it was built for a high-ranking wolf. "Get in," Luna Trina ordered me. I did. She followed behind me. I looked around the well-decorated room. The bed was made from large fur of animal skin. Bear skin. The walls were painted deep brown like the trunk of a tree. Concubine, Luna Trina turned my attention to her. "You'll stay in here tonight and make sure you don't leave this room until I say so." "Yes, you're Luna," I answered her obediently. Luna Trina turned around and left right away, closing the door. I continued to look around the beautiful room. The large carpet before the bed was also made from animals. The bed was the biggest bed I've seen. It looked incredibly soft. I removed the scarf from around my nose and mouth, feeling free, and went over to sit on the bed. I slowly laid down and my hand ran repeatedly through the thick fur. It felt so good. I rolled onto my belly and began to sniff it. It had a wonderful scent as well, but the scent didn't seem like any laundry soap. It was strange and I couldn't put my mind around it to figure it out. I closed my eyes, loving the scent. My miserable wolf, wanting to run free, suddenly felt at peace within me. She loved the scent. I inhaled it slowly while my hand remained playing with the fur. Sleep soon started to kick in. I curled up like a little pup and drifted off to sleep. As I did, I made sure I covered my face, just throwing my scarf onto my face and not wrapping it, just to avoid any trouble with the rulers. Wolves seemed to just enter the room without knocking, and the way the wolves at the party are drinking, who knows what could happen. I went off to sleep. I felt something soft and smooth against my nose awakening me. I felt lazy to open my eyes. My hand reached my scarf, touching my nose. I continue my sleep, loving the comfortable, furry bed. My eyes suddenly widened, realizing I was not alone in the bed. I felt the bed sink beside me. I then realized it was someone trying to pull the scarf from my face. I jumped up and wrapped the scarf around my face, not wanting it to fall off, and there I saw who it was on my bed. Marcel Wolfenton. The mighty warrior, or the god warrior, who always was victorious in any battle he's a part of.
To be continued.